I think it enabled Xi Jinping, the current leader in China, to realize that the efforts of the United States to constrict and constrain China, focused as they were on, among other things, artificial intelligence, meant that in order to have a chance, China could mobilize its resources in a way that Europe could not. Europe didn't have the hybrid economic systems, way too much private, and they didn't have national unity, too much tension among the countries of the EU. So they could not mobilize, not across the public-private boundary, not across the national boundary. So they couldn't, and they didn't. But the Chinese, who had less of some kinds of resources than Europe, if you take Europe as a total, they could. And they're not going to change this because it's working. That's why they are able now to compete in AI. That's what the importance of the DeepSeek explosion was. It wasn't the details of one program versus another. These are they call learning modules. What this is about is a sign, which is, by the way, a number of American commentary made this, and they're right. They compared it to 1957. And because I'm old enough, I was alive then. I remember it. 1957 was when Russia, Soviet Union then, sent up a man in space, a Sputnik, Yuri Gagarin. I remember the name of the Russian astronaut who was there. And America went crazy because the whole notion that we were number one meant that we Americans would be the first in space. And here we're not just another country, that would have been bad enough, but the bad country had done it. This is comparable. It's a sign that a country we thought was far behind us isn't. And I think you've seen a kind of quasi-hysteria already in Washington as the whole establishment reinforces itself. No, stop. Even though the war in Ukraine is with Russia, we really should be focused on China.